Hello, Dreher. Welcome. Welcome to Ladies First Fridays on Brother from Another. So glad to have you back post Paris.
Yes.
We'll touch on that a little bit later, but let's get into LSU, please, because, it's so interesting. They've actually really only lost one game this season.
Right.
But with all these headlines about, like it's off to a rocky start and the turmoil. And so some of it feels a little sensational to me because in reality, they've only lost one game. They've dominated in the other games, scored 100 plus points in the other games. But there has been a lot going on social media, and the way that Kim Mulkey responded to the question about benching Angel Reese leads to more questions. So please, Lo, help us unpack this. What is going on with LSU and Angel Reese?
All of it is just really messy and really unfortunate, and I hate to see it. I also it's just something that a lot of us saw coming. Kim's answer was very nasty, but I feel like it's very on brand for her. I just feel like I don't know, as a coach, she could have just answered it a little better to shield her player from people making guesses and stuff like that. But we know that's just not who she typically is. I don't have an issue with her benching Angel at all. Do what you think you need to do, but it's just a lot. And I will also say it's interesting her tone on Angel because you've created, I tweeted today, you've sort of created this monster. You can't be mad when the monster bites. You should have did what you had to do in the first place if you wanted to keep these things in order, if you don't want these things to happen. But this young woman that Angel has become, people are gonna ask. So I feel like she just need to do a little better with that, in my opinion.
And can you elaborate a little bit when you say you've created this monster? What do you mean by that?
So with Angel, if we're going to keep it a buck, this is one of my things with NIL. You have kind of created the situation where, she has to do her part too, but she's getting paid. She's paid off of her performance, basically. She got a hoop. People are paying to see her. She makes money. She gets her deals from these things. So you bitching her, people are going to have questions. I just feel like you got to come up with a better answer. And I know she's saying well, I am who I am. This is who I am. But you got to evolve. Times have changed. So this is, you can't, I just feel like you have to have a better answer. Give us something. And then we already know how the media handles Angel. I feel like to a certain extent, to protect your player as a coach should, give them something so people are not guessing. People are not making things up about her. What happened or what didn't happen, not really my business, but I think certain things you could have helped shield her from in that moment because we already know how the girlies get with her. It's just so many. Oh my God, girl, it's just so much. Just so much.
It is. Because Callie, while all of this is happening with Angel, there's a bunch of drama playing out on social media with Angel Reese's mom and Flage's mom. And, and then there's there's this narrative that's starting that people have turned against Angel. They're like, oh, now y'all turning against Angel. And I just want to make sure from what I'm understanding, and Lo, I want you to weigh in on this too, but people, if they're being critical of Angel, it's her game. It's that some aspects of her game have not developed yet, right? So this is the tweet, not the tweet. This was an Instagram story where I'm just going to call it a subtweet, but it wasn't on Twitter. It was an Instagram story. But it seems, Angel's mom is shading someone, and then we come to find out that the person she's shading is Flage's mom, and then Flage's mom responds and basically just tells her to keep it cute because I'm not gonna read all of this, but she just says always stay humble and never forget who made you and where you came from. But in there, sort of calls out Angel's low GPA and kind of says you're responsible for, who she is. So do we even know why this occurred? Lo?
I'm not sure why. I just think it's unfortunate and messy that it had to play out on social media like this because it's a lot. Obviously there just had to be some issues going on behind the scenes. It's just so messy, and I hate it because especially after what happened last season and how they were calling Angel certain names because she is a Black woman. This just is Not.
And talking about how her smart and she is and her intelligence. So I do hate to see two Black women doing this on social media, which is why I was not even sure if I wanted to talk about it or show it, but it's important. We need to cover the whole story. So Callie, do you think like all of this fame sort of is too much for Angel, and that it's impacting her on-court play?
That's not, is the fame impacting her on-court play? I think if it is, then that's something that we shouldn't be speculating about. I think that Lo made a great point saying that Kim Mulkey could have done more to kind of protect Angel from this type of conversation. Because I think instead of discussing the fact that she was benched in the second half of the game where she scored 11 points in 14 minutes, we could talk about the fact that Michaela Williams, a freshman, led them with 42 points, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. That's a record for most points scored by an LSU freshman. That's it. If you like basketball, you would want to hear about something like that. And I just think like she could have maybe even pivoted attention to that, or she could have just done more, like Lo said, to just kind of build a shield around Angel. Because I think that regardless of what might be happening off the court, that's their team business, which is why it's an issue to me that these screenshots with the parents and even like Alexis Morris, an alum, kind of chiming in and piling on is problematic. And y'all know I'm a track girl. I ran track in college. And so immediately when I caught wind of Angel Reese.
Alexa, there in that first tweet, Alexis is supporting Angel, but this is the one that she has here switched up to gang up on me. Now y'all falling out. Don't ever choose clout over loyalty. Free game. I showed real love, not for marketing, politics, nothing, but the realists always prevail. Now, people were left speculating about what this means. And Alexis, someone just needs to take her off of Twitter because she always putting stuff on Twitter and then we got to delete it or take it away. But I'm sorry, Callie. I just want to, for people who just only listen to us, I wanted them to know what we were showing on the screen.
No, that was a good call out. Thank you so much. I always assume that people are all in the mix I am. I'm so invested in this, but I think it's because, like I was saying, when I was in college, Sha'Carri Richardson was a freshman, a true freshman at LSU, doing incredible things on the track. And I knew then what was coming for her, because that's how this thing works. When Black women are exceptional and then have the nerve to also be unapologetically themselves, the fallout is always going to be immense. And so that's why I'm so almost protective of Angel Reese. Like, to me, it doesn't matter if her play is slipping because of all of this money that she has coming her way. It's deserved because she was the player in the in the tournament, like this, that got them their historic championship. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Agreed. Deserved. Sure. So let's say she's struggling to navigate or balance it. She is a young woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is it's a lot to manage. That's she's got to take classes, do all that. So that's my stance. I think that Black women deserve just a special type of care when they're in positions like Angel Reese's, Sha'Carri Richardson's, and I'm always going to ride for women in those types of situations because a lot of people don't care and they want to hop on. That's their agenda.
For sure. I agree. Well, that's why, and that's the contrast between a coach like Kim Mulkey and Dawn Staley, right? And I don't want to sit up here. I don't want to sit up here and say that, Black women shouldn't have white coaches, but it's important why people who coach you, people who write about you, people who cover you look like you, because we get those nuances and understand certain things. And I just know that if Angel Reese was one of Dawn Staley's players, she would be protected in a different way. And I can't say enough about Dawn Staley, but you know her much better than both of us, Lo. So you were just in Paris, which in part she sponsored for you to go. She's so dope. But like she did. But like South Carolina was supposed to be in a rebuild. They were, they didn't have shooters last year and, all these things. and they are killing. They are dominating every team, 100-point games. The shooting is on point. Like, what do you make of this, Lo?
I think they should have left Dawn alone. I told the girlies y'all should have left her alone. Y'all shouldn't have bothered that lady. Now look, look what you got. But me personally, I just can't say enough about Dawn, the woman that she is, the way she pours into people, the way she's poured into me. I'm just really happy to see this team. I know Dawn's that girl, so I knew they'd be good. But this is even surprising me for sure. I know sometimes I'm watching and I'm looking around like, what in the hell is this? Like, it's nuts. I'm just really happy for him. I'm really happy for her. She deserves. They look really good, girl. Like, you can't plug the paint. They can shoot it. They can drive. The defense is there. The subs coming off the bench. Like, it's just, it's a movie. Like, I've seen 2 of the games. Of course, in Paris, and then versus Maryland, and I'm in awe. Like, she did that.
Yeah. So really quickly, because we have like the preseason rankings, right? Mm-hmm. And what they are currently. So we see South Carolina very quickly went from 6th to the top. I just want you both really quickly to tell me, because last night Iowa lost, and there's all this upset, and I'm like, was it really an upset? Maybe, because I sometimes think like, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was it really an upset? So the rankings right now, should Iowa be 2?
Not no more.
No, absolutely not. And they've been beat by this team. They've been beat by them before. So this is not even new. This is not even a new upset to an unranked team.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.